So the background of this major restructuring is the government has noticed that spending on cancer drugs in Singapore has been growing at a very alarming rate. The first tier at the top is actually individual drug assistance program put in by pharmaceutical companies. And these programs can vary significantly within Singapore itself. Next tier down is whether you have subsidy from government. So there are various types of subsidy. One is standard drug list, SDL, typically for cheaper drugs, and it also covers non-cancer drugs actually. In fact, a lot of drugs on there are not non-cancer drugs. What's going to make a big impact for our cancer patient is the MAF, Medication Assistance Fund. The granting of this status will change the drug affordability significantly. The next tier down is whether the drug qualifies for MediShield Life and whether patient has IP plan plus minus rider. If the cost of treatment is still not covered after those 4 tiers, then patients will have to tap into their MediSave and potentially out-of-pocket cash. This is where the government is moving. They first announced this in August 2021. They want to create a sustainable cancer drug funding model. And in doing so, they want to create a list of clinically proven and cost-effective outpatient cancer drug treatments. So in fact, every drug that we have has a label insert, and the label insert will have indications listed, what's approved. Giving the drug for any indications that's not listed on the label is called off-label prescribing. In Singapore context, as I mentioned, that drugs that are not on label will not be eligible for MAF, MediShield, or even MediSave, and the standard IP coverage will not be able to be used to cover for these expenses.
So the big question comes with all these changes that we have, will you still be able to get the treatment you want, especially in the event of being diagnosed with cancer? Well, as a financial planner, I will definitely tell you the answer is yes. So what kind of instruments can I use to buy hope? They are none other than your IP plans and your critical illness plans. Now, IP plans generally covers for inpatient treatments, selective outpatient treatments, and also pre and post medical bills. Now, they are what we classify as a reimbursement basis insurance plans. Critical illness plans, on the other hand, helps in covering, replacing the loss of income, and also helps to cover, in the current context, the missing gap of the off-list cancer drugs. The pyramid of hope must have a very strong foundation. The very first layer is what I call the IP plans and the severe critical illness plans. Now, what are they used for? They are really for your expenses, for hospitalization, related outpatient expenses that's not covered by IP, and also your family expenses. Now, the next tier that we are looking at is actually your early critical illness plan. This is a replacement for short-term income lost. And lastly, we have what we call nowadays the new generation of critical illness plans, the multiple pay solutions, which continues to cover even after initial CI claim. But then, how much should I be covering? So the rule of thumb that we go by is for early stage critical illness, we generally look at 1 to 2 times of your annual income. However, if the condition were to progress to a severe critical illness stage, severe critical illness, we generally look at 7 to 10 times of your annual income.